I love that everybody's so nervous about how long I'm going to talk.
I'm not.
Oh, it's great. Congratulations to all the inductees. Your speeches were phenomenal. Your stories are great. That's why we're here, to listen to stories. Thanks to the committee, especially Bob Cowett, Dave Greenleaf, Hank Lodge, Sarah Larson, Pat Perenni for working with me. Sometimes I can be difficult, I know, but they were great. Very appropriate that I got this news that I was inducted from Chris D'Amato, who's the liaison. Often gives me a lot of advice. Chris D'Amato is a lifelong friend, teammate. Now I'm with Bob McMahon and him. We own the Bristol Sports Armory. A lot of respect for Chris and what he's done. Our paths have crossed a lot over the years, and hearing that news from him was special. Thank you. I don't have a lot to read. I just got a few note cards on a thing. The only book club I'm in is at Sporty's, and there happens to be no books. Kenny and Philly keep forgetting the books, so that's a good thing. Thinking of this speech, Bob Cowett told me I had 5 minutes, and I'm not sure I'm going to hit that 5. I'm trying. Have a beer and a gummy. I'll tell you when it's intermission. If you need a gummy, that side of the room, I'm sure you'll be all right and you'll find one. Bob Freeman told me, no one cares. Go fast. Get out of there. He said, just go. I know the Sheridan Woods shuttle bus is probably in the back. If you miss it, Bob, I'll give you a ride home. All right, I'll try as hard as I can. All right? I'm going to show you how hard this speech is, right, for me. And I want you to indulge me on this. If you played for me, stand up. Stay standing. If you were one of my teammates, stand up. Stay standing till it's over. If I worked with you, or you somehow coached me or mentored me, stand up. If you were one of my assistant coaches, stand up. If I coached your kids, stand up. If you're just a friend that just showed up for a meal, stand up. There's your thank you. Let's go. I do got to get through a few of these thank yous, and I got to get a little more in depth, and I'm trying to move fast. My brother's got the clock. You guys put a lot of pressure on me. You guys went fast. All right. So the why is you get nominated, right? So I got nominated a long time ago by a trusted friend of this committee, Brian Farrell, and 81 Indiana. Those of you who know Mr. Farrell, special guy. I'm more honored that his sons are here. Sean, Paul, JoJo, Mike, Brian Jr. I know what he's doing right now. He's up there, ace 2, glass of red, saying, good for you, Sumit. And then he's ready to throw me out right after. But what a great guy. I appreciate your friendship and his nomination. He always said everybody I nominate gets in. So this is for him as well. I want to thank my parents. All right, you don't stand up here without great parents. First generation immigrants, when they came here, all they did was work hard. They showed me a lot of things, how to make sure that you do the right thing, make sure that you grind, make sure that you're a good person. My dad is not here with us anymore. I think about him all the time, but my mother is. I'm so happy that you do all the things that you do. I love you, Mom. Along with my extended family, Kathy and Brian Brady, Shane and Sean Zomack, Adam, Jack, and Eileen is here also from Long Island. Family is important. You showed up for me, I showed up for you. We all know how important family is. All right. Well, you all have to have a role model. You all have to have something or someone to look to. You have to have that person that you have to chase in order to be successful. For me, my hero was right down the hall for me, was my brother Jay. My brother Jay, we always talk about the grind. 5 years older than me, took me everywhere he could. I was Bat Boys, probably listened to things I wasn't supposed to, showed me a lot. He was a great leader. Not only was he a great leader, he was a captain on a football team that wins a state championship. He was a great student. And even looking further on, he's an amazing, amazing family man. Great businessman. He gives a lot to this community, asks for nothing. He asks for nothing. And all the titles I have, and I have a lot. The one I like the most, J. Ray's little brother. You're my dude. Love you. He's here with my sister-in-law, Laura, Kobe, Cassie, Kylie. All success. They wear that last name, Ray, really well. Proud of all those guys. Jackson Ray and Sydney Ray. Imagine being my kid in this town. Oh, boy. I'm always giving them advice. I'm going to give you some more. And you're great kids. Do me a favor. Challenge yourself. Grind. Don't be afraid. Use failure as fuel. Never stop. Don't ever let anybody tell you you can't. All right? And surround yourself with people like this. And if you do that, you're going to be ultra successful. Because even on your lowest day, this is what you have. I'm so proud to have all these people here, all those people that stood up. They're here for our family, and you need to have those type of people in your life. And the second piece of advice that I'm going to give you is the most important. If you choose, and you will, to have somebody to go through life with, choose someone like your mother. And don't do anything less. If somebody asks me all the time, how could you do what you can do? I have a lot of things that I do on a daily basis, a lot of hats that I wear. The simple answer is Megan Ray. Megan Ray is the reason why I can do everything. I start every day with a kiss from my wife, and I'm ready to go meet any challenge that's there. And I know when I come home, there she is. It's a great thing to have. It's a great thing to have always. Last 25 years, hopefully, as long as God and health allow me to keep going. You're the thing I love the most in this world. Thank you. Thank you to all my coaches. You put me on a path to teach. You put me on a path to coach. You put me on a path to help. And the reason why I chose the career I did is because those guys, all Hall of Famers, unbelievable people. All right? Mike Green, Bill Sweet, Spec Monaco, Jim Ziogas, Mike Giovinazzo, Bill Holowati, Ron Jones, Scott Smith. I had a lot of other youth coaches. Those were my high school coaches. You know, there's a lot of Lancers over there. If you ever know what Mike Green does and the commitment he puts to his team, he's loyal. We needed a coach to come back. Thank God he did. He'll do anything for you. And there's a table full of guys that know whenever you can't do something, there's that little voice on your shoulder pulling you through. I love it. Bill Sweet, I played for him. I've known him for a long time. For the last 26 seasons, it's been a privilege. His wisdom, his longevity, it's amazing what he's done for this town. And I enjoy falls with him. Let's do 26 more, right, Coach? Spec Monaco, you know, here's another coach, his knowledge. What I like about Spec the most is when you call him, there's always a way he grounds you because he's the best historian I know. He'll bring up Bates, he'll bring up Papazian, he'll bring up Monahan. Don't ever forget those names. They're very important to this town. And then he'll talk about great players from all decades. And that's what you need in this town. You need somebody like Coach Monaco to remind you of where we came from. Thank you. Coach Zai, playing for you. I try to find words. He's a stud, man. Coach Zai is a stud. He commands respect. Not only does he command respect, he shows it. And the things I've learned from you, not just on the field but off, immeasurable. Thank you for what you do for my family, even continue to this day. And the guy I've been with the longest, Coach Giovinazzo. Well, I've been his bat boy. I've coached with him, coached against him. I've played baseball with him. And he's opened doors for me that I never thought would be possible. Coach G, if you want to know what his legacy is, you know, most of the head coaches in this town played for him. Steve Gaudette, Tim Barrett, Nate Jandro, Ryan Raponi. I'm going to be honest with you, they're all great coaches. I know because they kicked my butt a lot. I'm happy that my kids are going to play for Coach Gaudette and Coach Barrett because I know where they came from. They came from the teachings of Coach G. Thanks for that. Bill Holowati, one of the best coaches in the country, not just because of national championships, because of what he produces. And I'm glad he's there. He made a long trip down here, and Coach Holloway, if you want to play at Eastern Connecticut, you better be tough. And if you're not, you better learn. I learned real quick what struggle was. And there's a quote that I have, the struggle to reach the top is enough to fill the heart. And I learned that from Coach Holloway. He doesn't make it easy, and nothing should be. And if you get to where you're supposed to, you're going to have to hit some bumps in the road. But at the end of it, there's a prize. And the prize is what all this is. And Coach Holloway, thank you for what you do. Quick thank you to the Bristol Cassins. A lot of those players are here in the back. I sat on the buckets, BP a lot with those guys. Coach Zig, Dave Raponi, Barb Beardsley. And I got to be honest with you, I listened to the past. And I said, man, I would like to do that. So the only way to do it is to be a player manager. And if it wasn't for Adam Peters, I would never be even in the Twilight League. Some of the best years of my life, playing with one of my good friends. Adam Peters had me going in the Twilight. I said, AP, I think we got to get closer to home. Ed Smith had a team. We went back. And a lot of the merchants are here today. If you want to know where they are, just look for the empties at their table. You'll find them. You'll find them for sure. Adam Peters doesn't take enough credit, and he should get a lot of credit for what the merchants is. He's the heart of that team. He was the heart of that team. Cooler was always full, too. That was always a plus. But he's in the Twilight League Hall of Fame, and it's rightfully so. All the players that are here, I don't want to slight anybody. I got to keep it moving. I'm sure we're going to tell a ton of stories down there, but I appreciate what you guys did. Hey, Rap, that's how you thank your team, right there. Page 9. Started my coaching career at Bristol Central under Coach Tom Moyle. Brother, I have more respect. Talk about opening doors. You allowed me to be a part of Bristol Central and the program. And you are Bristol Central's program in my eyes. All your players are sitting up here. I share some with you, some that I had when I moved on. But there's a lot of respect that I have for you. Our coaching styles are a little different here, you know what I mean? A little different. But you're a gentleman. I don't know if anybody ever called me a gentleman, but you are a gentleman. Along with Marty Solis, humbled me. Still trying, Marty. But I'm going to be honest with you. Coach Solis, all the time he spent with me, kind of telling me how things worked as a 22-year-old kid. And here I am now with a lot of great players. Thank you for that. All right. We had that great run. Steve Gaudette, one of the best pitching coaches I've seen, and Bobby Lincoln. Bobby Lincoln is what we call old school. Old school is now a swear. But I will take Bobby Lincoln anytime. Anytime you want to come back, Bob, I'll take you. I love having you around. A lot of those players are around here today, and they can thank all those coaches for that run and what we did. We've had a lot of good runs along the way. I wanted to thank all my assistant coaches. You're talking 3 sports, 71 seasons. That's a lot. I can't name you all by name, but you know how much you've done for our athletes and what you've done for everybody, and for me especially. All right? What an impressive group of people. Thank you for what you did. There's some people behind the scenes that I want to thank. I'm at Eastern and Central. It's unique, to say the least. John Stavens, Jack Krampitz, Mike Higgins, Mike Latender, always showing up. And can I get a round of applause for Jim Tetro, please? All I can say about T, he's an exceptional human. Talk about, we're always fair in this town, so you talk about Eastern, you gotta talk about Central. So, Dennis Sigmund, thank you for hiring me. Pete Wininger, thank you for putting up with me. And it's a great place to work. Under those principles, great leadership, I appreciate it. Dave Greenleaf, round of applause for him. Dave, he's been amazing, and the place would fall down without you. Bob DeSantis. When you first walked in, I was an Eastern guy, so I walk in, there's Bobby D. Go into Bobby D's office, you get an education. You better have thick skin. You see Phil Pira, Tony Carrier, Pat Perrin, you're in there, and you're like, whoa. Me and Arch were the young guys in there, and I'll tell you what, all jokes aside, he really taught me what Bristol Central was about, and he really is just a great friend, and he's always there. My coworkers are here. They're great. Thanks. You're a special group of people. There's one I want to point out, Ginny Tereso. When I first started teaching, I've been there the longest with her. I played with Todd Ziogas, and I know Craig very well. The family, all the Ziogases, what a great family, all the uncles, good friends. I'm going to use a quote my wife always says when describing someone, Ginny doesn't add, she multiplies. She's a standard of what that school is. Thank you for all the advice that you've given me over the years. And believe it or not, last card, last but not least, and the reason why I'm sitting here, my teammates and my players, all of you, I'm accepting this on your backs. You guys you've done the work. You've given me purpose. You've given me stories, memories, a great life. You know, we came here a couple years ago for Todd and Coach Sweet's induction, and we said, let's come back whenever our guys get in. And we're one short, Bruce Perini, and I think about Bruce. He's not here, but the rest of those guys that were there that night are. And it's a lesson, and it's a lesson. And the lesson that is, you know, memories and your time and everything. We never know what's going to happen, so make the most of it. Make the most of your time. The best part of this night is going to happen in a few minutes. We're going to go down there, we're going to tell stories. And the stories that we tell, those are who we are. And don't ever forget them. Don't ever forget them. Don't ever stop telling them. Understand them. And in closing, all I can tell you is one thing. I love you. And you want to know something? That's how I'll end it. Thanks. Good luck.